Welcome to the Wellness Biz Academy, where we turn passionate practitioners into profitable practice owners. I'm Duffill, corporate business strategist and naturopath, showing you how to build a thriving practice with simple, proven systems that work. Let's create the practice that you long to have, because it's time to start living your passion and growing your practice. Hi everyone, welcome back to Empowered Marketing Unleashed, where I attempt to bridge the gap between running an authentic business based on your values, your passion, and with your mission in mind, with your goals of achieving success on your own terms. I'm Duffill, and I'm here to help you realize your entrepreneurial potential, realize your business success. And today I am taking a somewhat unconventional slant, because I'm going to be sharing with you my personal journey, because I think there is success to be found through your own personal challenges. I know from talking to many of people in my audience that some of the personal challenges that you might be facing put you off being your best self in business. It might make you second guess whether you should even be in business. So today we are going to be talking about that. What I'm hoping to achieve today is what I would call a shift in perspective, one that's not just empowering, but also really transformative. What if I told you that your personal challenges, such as managing a health condition, could actually become a strength in your business, something that could make you a better entrepreneur, particularly for those of you who are working in the realms of providing change, transformational change to your clients. Today, we are going to peel back the layers on this. We are going to help you embrace your journey, all the light and all the shadow that entails, and we're going to show you how you can create success on your own terms, even if you have a barrier in your way, such as a chronic health issue or chronic health concern. Whether or not you have to walk the balance of health and business, I think everybody can benefit from creating a business that is more resilient, one that can manage without you for periods of time, so you can balance the demands of your personal life with that of your business. Before we get into the detail of today's episode, I want to share with you why we are covering this content today. This is a very personal episode for me, and I hope that what I share today is going to help those of you who are running a business and dealing with a health issue. I want it to help you overcome the fears that you have, maybe the mindset issues that you're having. I know from talking to many of you that some tell me that you don't feel like you deserve success because you are running a business with a health issue, that you shouldn't even be in business while you have a health issue. And I think it's a bit of a sad fact, actually, that we can feel like that. I think sometimes society makes us feel like that we have to be one or the other, that we can't be successful while having a health issue, that if you've got health complications, that somehow that excludes you from being someone who can run a thriving business. I'm going to share my thoughts on this today, because I believe you can actually have both success in business and managing your health or your chronic health issue. And I know, because I do it, and I do it every day. This is a really personal episode for me today, because I'm going to be sharing with you my whole health story in a way that you've never heard me do before. Because I am one of the hundreds of thousands of women worldwide who are living with chronic health complications caused by pelvic mesh implants, pelvic mesh devices. You might have heard of these implants. They've been making headlines, making news all around the world for years now. There's class actions and court cases going on in so many different countries. Even right here in Australia right now, I'm included in one of those. So I won't be going into the detail of that, obviously, because the court proceedings are underway at the moment. But what I will speak to is having a health issue while running your business, because it's something that I do every day. What brought this to light is that about 10 days ago, my health issue flared and I had to take some days away from my business unexpectedly. This was not the episode that was scheduled to go up today. This is an ad hoc episode that I have created and uploaded for you, because it's something that I want to address right now. I shared some content online while I was off sick to let everybody know that I was off sick. And I wanted to come on and speak to that here, because I was surprised at the volume of people who are going through the same. I knew a number of you were because a number of you have shared that with me, but there were more of you than I expected. So I wanted to shine a light on that today. I think that you can still run an amazing business, a successful business, a thriving business while balancing whatever health issues you have. Because I think we can transform these challenges into strengths in our business. Let's be really clear here. Every single entrepreneur, business owner faces challenges. It doesn't just have to be someone who is living with a health issue. But I do think those that are living with a chronic health issue experience a unique journey. One that at times is out of your control. You might have issues that take you out of your business for periods of time, sometimes unexpectedly. Maybe you are required to work less or in different ways to accommodate your health needs. Whatever you need to do to balance your health in your business is 100% okay. You became a business owner to have the freedom that it provides you. Plus, through these experiences, the things that you're going through, you develop a resilience, you develop a deeper understanding of self-care, and often you get an increased empathy for the struggles that others are going for. Believe me, there is nothing more powerful in your business as a healer or a helper or a service provider than to be able to say to your client that I have walked the same path as you right now. I understand the trials of the journey that you're going through, and I know exactly how to help you because I have been there. How powerful is that? To be able to take their hand and show them the way, and they know that you've been there. They know you understand. The balance of business and health is one that I walk in my own life, and it's actually one that I've purpose-built this entire business around, this business that you see today. Just briefly here, some of the ways that I've built this business around my health needs. Let's talk about those. One of them is the fact that this business is online. I no longer have a physical location. I don't have a physical clinic anymore. That affords me a lot more freedom to not have to open the doors at 9 a.m., close the doors at 5 p.m., have someone sitting at a reception counter 8 hours every day. I can serve my clients just as well, and honestly, I think in a greater way, with working online. Secondly, I work a 4-day week, and I have done so for a number of years now. So I take 3 days off most weeks. That affords me the time to rest and recuperate. Sometimes I am a mum, and sometimes I spend that day doing grocery shopping and doing cleaning, but I do try to make the most of relaxing on that day and giving myself some time and some space. Plus, this business, I have purpose-built it from the ground up to be based on recurring revenue streams. Recurring revenue streams are those that come in whether I'm seeing someone face-to-face or whether I'm not. So if I ever need to take time off, my business can continue to run without me, and it will still provide the income my family needs. From the get-go in this business, I sat down and financially worked out what this business needed to provide in terms of our monthly income. What do we need to cover the mortgage? What do we need to cover expenses? And that was the first goal, create recurring revenue in this business to provide that. And I hit that goal within 6 months, and it's been a growing target ever since. Time and again over the years in my life has shone a mirror to me on the fact that things happen that are outside of our control, things that we can't help, and things that we should not feel bad about or ashamed of. But getting to the point of accepting these and not feeling bad and not feeling ashamed, it honestly was a journey for me, and one that took me a long time to get right. And I'm going to share with you how that went, because it wasn't always like that. Okay, there was a time when I felt embarrassed, ashamed to have health issues. You see, as many of you know, I was a naturopath, and I thought part of my job was to be the epitome of health. But for me, look, I've always been, as a child growing up, I was one of those viral sponge kids. I caught whatever was going around, and it was always a bit of a joke in the family that I would catch whatever was going. But by the time I was at 20, and in my early 20s, I had developed some sort of severe and quite chronic digestive issues. I spent many years while I was trying to get better, seeing lots of doctors, lots of specialists. I saw all sorts of healers. I tried acupuncture, Chinese herbs, energy healing. I did everything conventional and otherwise, and spent many, many, many thousands of dollars trying to heal this. And I still had no improvement, no resolution. And doctors told me that, no, this is just your new normal now. You need to get used to that. I didn't accept that. Those that know me know, no, I'm not very accepting of those kind of statements. And I decided at that point the only way to heal was to heal myself. That was what put me on the path of becoming a naturopath. I started studying and healed myself. And as a practicing naturopath, I then specialized initially in gut health. Made perfect sense. I'd been there. Having someone, though, who'd walked the same journey as my clients of healing the gut, I had a depth of understanding and a depth of empathy that they really appreciated. Someone who hasn't been there, no matter how empathetic you try to be, I just don't think you can really understand how truly debilitating a chronic and severe condition can be. It's only when you've had to Google where the closest bathroom is before leaving your house that I think you can really understand what it entails. But anyway, I'm digressing. I was worried about starting my naturopathic practice because I was very open about my health history in my marketing on my website. I'd written about it in my blogs. I shared my journey quite openly. I felt that for me it was the right approach. I wanted people to understand that I'd been there, that I'd gotten better, that I could help them too. But there was a part of me that really did worry. Would people not take it well? Would they shy away from my business because I was too open? And it felt like a bit of a flip of a coin almost, of whether this would build my business or whether it would turn clients away. I'm glad to say, though, it worked really well. As people that were dealing with issues like this, they trusted me to help them, and they became really loyal clients, and they sent referrals to me. It built my business really fast. I was fully booked by the end of my 3rd month in business, and I already had a receptionist helping me. So it was all going great. It was all going fantastic. Until life decided to turn that mirror on me again and sent me my next health hiccup. One that actually started the journey that created this business that I have today, which is really interesting. So it was 2015. I was a naturopath. I was working full-time in this clinic that I'd created. I was seeing sometimes 30 or more patients a week. And to be quite frank, there was a lot going on. You know, I was keeping a number of balls in the air. I was running the clinic. I was a solo parent. I had 2 little boys. And what happened with this health issue that came up and the experience I had because of it, it actually made me bottle up my health struggles for quite a few years after that. You see, at this time in 2015, I'd been taken ill by some mystery illness that affected my digestive system, which was really ironic given I was specializing in gut health, wasn't it? But I ended up taken by ambulance to the emergency room. And after being in emergency for a few hours, and I'd had some tests and consultations with the doctor told me that I was going to be rushed down for a surgery. They had some really grave concerns about what was happening, and I would be in hospital for the next number of days. As the doctor left the little cubicle, right then at that moment, my mobile phone rang. And the lovely nurse that was standing next to me in the cubicle, she just instinctively picked up the phone and handed it to me. And I answered it when, honestly, I shouldn't have, because I was in a little bit of shock at that moment. But anyway, I did answer. And on the other end of the phone was a male voice. This man was an upcoming new client. He was booked in later that week for his first consultation. And he just had some questions about his upcoming appointment. I had to apologize to him and say, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to have to reschedule. Something's come up health-wise, and I'm actually in hospital right now, and I'm heading down for surgery in the next couple of hours. I'm going to be out of action for the next couple of weeks, but I'll contact you when I'm back in the clinic, and I'll reschedule. This was when the phone went silent for a few seconds, and I was starting to think, is he still there? When he just burst out in a fit of anger. He just started yelling at me over the phone. Are you kidding me? I am coming to see you to get me well, but right now you're sick in hospital. And just an absolute diatribe of angry, vicious words. And at the end, when he'd said his piece, He ended by saying, "Don't worry about rescheduling my appointment, just cancel it. I will find a naturopath who actually knows what they're doing." And he hung up. Oh my gosh, friends, I felt in that moment like I had been literally punched in the stomach. I felt like the air had all left out of me and I was shaking. And look, in hindsight, I think I was in a little bit of shock. I was in a scary situation, and then having the anger of this person on top of that, complete lack of empathy, I was just left absolutely reeling. But the truth was that one conversation, and one conversation with somebody I didn't even know yet, it rocked me so badly that I decided I would not tell anybody the truth of what was happening to me at that time. I did have to close the clinic for 2 weeks while I recovered in hospital. I sent out an email blast to all of my clients, blaming the emergency closure on an unnamed family emergency. And I never told a soul what actually happened or what actually occurred. I was left with this fear of telling the truth about anything to do with my health. What if I lose more clients over it? What if people walk away from my business? So I kept on running my business from that point on, hiding even the smallest cold, flu, hay fever, everything, hid everything from my clients. And I just went on about my days helping and serving. This went on fine for a while until in 2017, that good old mirror was again turned on me and a health issue reared up again. At that time in 2017, I was really busy in clinic, busier than I'd ever been. I was seeing sometimes 40 clients in a week. I was working weekends, I was working Saturdays, I was working some evenings. I was still solo parent to my 2 boys. I actually thought at the time that I was starting to burn out. I was feeling the effects of what I thought was adrenal depletion. It was getting stronger and worse by the day, as we got through to the end of the year. But I kept pushing through because, December wasn't far away, and I knew in December that I was having a break. I took school holidays off because of childcare issues. So I just was hanging on for December. And so I got to December, and I still remember that last day in clinic so vividly because I was feeling so dizzy, so out of it. I walked my last client to the front door, wished them a Merry Christmas. I shut the door behind them and I locked it, and I fell on the floor. And the world started spinning around me, and I had vertigo. And I had vertigo so severe that it lasted persistently for over 7 weeks. And over the next few weeks of it starting, it took with it my ability to speak coherently. I couldn't see clearly. I obviously couldn't walk. I couldn't drive. I lost my balance. I had so many strange neurological side effects with it that I was completely out of action. It actually took many months after that for my medical team to work out what had actually happened, and it turned out it was actually a systemic reaction to the pelvic mesh, which is why I told you about that up front. It wasn't an adrenal exhaustion at all. But I digress again. Did I tell my clients what was happening? No, I did not. After the fear of the first time, I thought I cannot afford to tell anybody. And luckily, this timed perfectly with Christmas holidays because I was off anyway. So I managed to hide this major health flare, major health setback. And upon returning to clinic in February, I went back to seeing clients while hiding from the many balance and vision impairments I was having. I was having all of these issues, and I was still undergoing physio and vestibular rehab. And it was funny, coming back to clinic that month, that February, I had a run of clients who were all experiencing vertigo or dizziness. It was crazy. I had never seen a client in clinic before with either of those problems. And across the course of that February, I think it was 12 new clients in the end that all had vertigo and dizziness symptoms. It's funny, in our industry, we often say that clients come to us in runs, and this was proof yet again. So again, luckily, my health issue was a huge benefit to these clients because they got the benefit of everything that I was experiencing, every therapy I was trying, every supplement that was getting some traction, every cutting edge rehab, and the vestibular rehab that I was doing was cutting edge, brand new to Australia. So they were getting benefit from that as well, which was great. But what wasn't happening during this time was balancing myself very well, was it? I was putting my clients first. So I want to move into now some tips on balancing your business, balancing the needs of your business while you have a chronic health issue. This is something that I've come to learn over time. So take it from me, take these tips and put some changes into your business now so you're better able to cope if something should crop up. And it's not just about surviving through what might happen. It's about crafting a lifestyle that allows you and your business to thrive. You want both of those things, your business and yourself, to be the best that they can be, whether it is a chronic health issue or whether it is just that you catch the flu and you have to be out of action for a while. You need your business and lifestyle set up in a way that can manage that. So tip number one I have for you on balancing your business is you need to prioritize your self-care. For those of you that are living with health issues, self-care is not selfish. It is a necessity to you being able to stay well. And let's not forget that for many of you, you are the center of your home as well. You need to be well. You need to be able to function to be able to support everybody around you. So you need to prioritize any of your health appointments with the same focus and attention and priority that you give your clients or your meetings in your business. Add in ways to improve your health, to relax, to take some time for yourself. This might be that you have to schedule regular appointments with your GP. It might be that you go for a monthly massage or a facial. It might be that you deliberately take time out to go to a day spa, read a book. For me, I also do some simple things like some daily supplements and some fresh juicing every day to support my wellness. So it's a matter of creating a routine for your health that can help manage it over the long term. The second tip I have for you here is try to build a flexible schedule. If you can create a work routine that is around your energy levels, your health flares, or any other elements that you can control. I understand that sometimes with health, things happen that are outside of our control, and I get that. But if you can be managing everything within a more flexible schedule, it will be easier for you when it does happen. I personally know that reducing my work week to 4 days and prioritizing my afternoons off and my weekends away from the computer really helps to maintain my energy and my health and wellness. I also think you need to look at times when you're busier and you need to plan to bring in some help like a VA or an assistant and balance this with some downtime for you after that busy period so you can restore your energy and your health. Tip number 3, please learn to delegate and automate. I know this is something that you struggle to do. Many of you are solo entrepreneurs and it feels hard. It's actually easier than you think. There's so many systems out there now that can automate elements in your business to take some of those manual tasks away, so use those. And there's so many people out there you can hire to help you. Whether it is tools or whether it is team members, add to your business those that will help take the pressure off from your daily responsibilities. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay, remember that. Just because you can does not mean you should. Think about this for a second. If you hire a VA for a few hours every month, it might cost you, say, $200. But how many hours might that save you in admin? Or how many hours might that save you in creating social media content? This is time that you can instead be resting, recuperating, or prioritizing other areas in your life or your business. And tip number 4, and it's a lesson hard learned, so please learn from my mistakes. Honesty really is the best policy. Now, you don't have to air every element of your dirty laundry for everybody to read. You don't have to do that. But I do think you need to be open with your team and your clients about your needs and your boundaries. You need to be sharing enough that they understand why these boundaries are in place. And so particularly your team can help maintain your wellness. It's about setting some realistic expectations for yourself as well. And believe me, being honest about your health struggles, it doesn't make your contribution to your clients' lives any less valuable. And as I've already outlined before, I actually think it can make the way you support them even more transformational. I think it's important that all of us, whether we have a health issue or whether we don't, take action to build a business in a way that suits us and activate those 4 different elements in our businesses, because that is the way you're going to get success on your own terms. Creating a business that can run without you and provide a great lifestyle and some freedom, it's something that we all deserve to have. If you can start integrating your personal experiences, particularly those of you with chronic health issues, Integrate them into your business. It's not just about adapting. It's about using them to create a business that suits you, one that grows, that thrives, that innovates. And let's be honest, there's nothing more authentic than being honest about who we really are, is there? So sharing your health issues and building a business around that is actually really authentic. Your experiences are going to provide some really unique insights that will resonate with your clients, and it will make you not just a service provider. You're going to become a source of inspiration, of guidance. You're going to be able to lead them through the journey that they need to take. The one key takeaway I want you to have from this episode is your challenges are not just obstacles, they're opportunities. You can harness every single one of them to support the success you want to achieve. And you can build your business around any health issue or personal demands that you have in your life. The joy of being a business owner is the freedom of choice. And I hope that everything that I've shared in this episode have empowered you to start taking advantage of that choice and start building the business you have in the best way for you. If you, my friend, have found a nugget of truth in today's conversation, I would love for you to subscribe or leave a review or maybe share this episode with someone who could benefit from it. And if you yourself are someone like me dealing with a chronic health issue and balancing running a business as well as family and everything else, feel free to reach out to me. Let's chat. And I'm always here if you need some help and support to build a business that supports both your dreams and your very best health. My friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this episode. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Academy podcast with me, Cass Duffill. If you are interested in growing your practice, come get my free guide, The Practice Success Toolkit, at cassduffill.com or grab it in the show notes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.